I'm AJ Freed, and I've got Mepham Spirit. Yes, I do.
And I'm Michele, and I'm getting the class of 2021 gear. How about you?
I'm Jake Winkleman, and I've got another special guest on Around Campus.
Hi, I'm Sean McClellan, and I've got This Week in Mepham Sports.
I'm Ava Scheffler with your weekend forecast.
These are the BMB morning announcements for Friday, November 20th.
Good morning, Mepham. Today is day 2. Please rise and join us for the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. With many events being canceled due to the pandemic, Mepham still wants us Pirates to keep that school spirit going. We just had our second Spirit Week of the 2020-2021 school year. It seems as though everyone got creative with the fun themes like Twin Tuesday and Throwback Thursday. Everyone really showed up with their school spirit this past week, and we hope you had just as much fun dressing up as we did.
I had a lot of fun with the second Spirit Week, even though you didn't match with me on Twin Day.
Michele, you could have worn a sweatshirt and sweatpants like I do every day, but you're too picky.
Okay, that's enough with you. This past Monday, November 16th, marked the beginning of the second marking quarter for the 2020-21 school year. At this point, grades are no longer available on Infinite Campus and won't be until report cards are released later this month. Hopefully you will have all your grades gotten at one point and you've spoken to all your teachers about potential makeups and missing work. Now that the first quarter is behind, let's try our best to make the second quarter even better.
Attention seniors, your class of 21 clothing, including your senior jersey purchases, are due today. Make sure you bought everything you wanted to before the day is over. Also make sure to order your cap and gown for graduation. Cap and gown orders are due by the 23rd. There are flyers in the halls to scan and order all of these things.
Now let's send it over to our very own Jake Winkleman for today's episode of Around Campus with a very special guest.
Hi, I'm Jake Winkleman, and joining me in the studio this week for Around Campus, we welcome Bellmore-Merrick Superintendent Mr. DeTommaso. So thank you for coming into the studio today, Mr. DeTommaso.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Jake. I appreciate it.
Obviously, the big news here is your announcement earlier that you're retiring this year. What led to you coming to that decision after like over 7-8 years, around there?
Yeah, I've been the superintendent here for 8 years. You know, my career in education has been 33 years in the making, 23 years here in Bellmore-Merrick. I started here as a teacher in 1988. I think it's just, I've loved, as I said, I've loved every second of it, every minute of it. So it was really just a pleasure to come back here, but I think it was time at this point. Certainly, my kids are growing older, and I can see wanting to certainly spend more time with them and with their, as they grow into their next phase of life. I guess that's the same with me, getting into the next next phase of life.
What do you view as the district's biggest successes of the pandemic period?
Well, I think the biggest success to date, you know, at this very moment in time, is that we've been in school for 3 months.
Yeah.
You know, that we're getting to the holiday, the Thanksgiving recess. We've had cases. We've dealt with them. The staff has been amazing. Parents have been incredibly supportive. I can't tell you how important it's been and how critical it's been for kids, you know, to follow the protocols. You know, there were these questions at the beginning, you know, from sort of, you know, the outside. Could kids do it? Could kids wear masks all day? You know, would kids, you know, sit behind barriers? How are they going to handle this? And, you know, kids have risen to the occasion. It's something that we knew they would do. So I think that's got to be, you know, that in total is sort of the success. That's what's happening, you know, right now through the pandemic, and hopefully, you know, that will continue.
It's definitely a crazy, interesting, and like new learning experience for us. And with vaccines on the horizon, how does Bellmore-Merrick get back to normalcy? Do you see spring sports and senior proms happening next year?
Yeah, you know, I have faith that that's going to happen. I do. I think that I do feel like we're going to move forward. That's obviously, our greatest hope is that we can continue to move forward, that the virus can, get under control, certainly more than it is right now, and that we move, again, day at a time through the winter season. By the time we get to the spring, hopefully the opportunity to be vaccinated at that time will happen, and then we'll move forward. It's really so hard to predict, what the future's going to be. I wish I did have that crystal ball to determine, what life would be like, 2 days from now, 3 days from now, let alone, 4 or 5 months from now. So again, I tend to be optimistic, so I'm going to be optimistic that, we're going to move forward with the things, that we love about schools, as we move toward the spring.
Thank you so much, Mr. DeTommaso. It was a pleasure interviewing here in the Around Campus studio. Now back to you guys.
Jake, thanks everybody.
No problem.
Thanks, Jake, and thank you, Mr. DeTommaso, and congratulations on your retirement. If you want to hear Jake's entire conversation with Mr. DeTommaso, you can find the latest installment of BMB interviews on the BMB YouTube page.
Michele, if this year was normal, this past Wednesday you and I would have been anchoring BMB's coverage of Battle of the Classes. But as we know, this year is anything but normal. I know you and I miss Battle of the Classes, but what about everyone else? We sent Hannah out in the hallways to find out what everyone else is thinking.
Battle of the Classes is an event that the entire Mepham community looks forward to, an event that we did not get to have this year.
What is your favorite part of Battle of the Classes?
The thing I love most about Battle of the Classes is how it brings the whole school together. Right? It really shows that school spirit between the Spirit Week leading up to it, the Penny Wars we've done in the past, and Battle of the Classes itself, seeing the 4 grades over time have grown and grown and grown to this huge event where the school gets to compete against each other, which is just awesome to see.
My favorite part of Battle of Classes is seeing all of our grades come together and competing and having fun together.
What did you miss most about not being able to have Battle of the Classes this year?
That I didn't get to see all the students that I've taught in the past. I tend to teach freshmen, and so it's nice to see them as sophomores, juniors, seniors, and all in one place and see them just having so much fun.
Because I never attended it freshman, junior, or sophomore year. My plan was to attend it senior year so that it was like a good final finish.
Why do you love Battle of the Classes?
And just, the cause that we're working for. Seeing the kids raising money for something more than just themselves and showing how the community can work together is great for showing who we as Mepham are.
I like seeing the banners that they create based on the theme. They're really, really creative. And also I love seeing the dances and just all of the school spirit that it brings.
I hope that everything would have been back to normal in time for Battle of the Classes. I hope we can have it next year. From BMB, I'm Hannah Roxmeyer.
Thanks, Hannah. We all wish we could have had Battle of the Classes this year, especially since this would have been our last one. Now let's kick it over to Sean McQuillan with your sports report.
It was a quiet week in sports, but spring intramurals are finally here. Day 1 of intramurals got wind chilled out, which may happen from time to time as we try to play spring sports outdoors at the start of winter. Spring intramurals consists of sports like baseball, softball, lacrosse, and track. If you would like to sign up for your intramurals, please contact the coach of your sport. And if you would like to see what days your intramural is being held on, go check the Mepham Instagram page. It's week 11 in the NFL season, and BMB has all of your fantasy needs covered on week 11 of the Primetime Fantasy Report, featuring yours truly along with the rest of the BMB sports crew. Wednesday night was a big night for the NBA, with the Knicks making 2 picks in the draft, including Brooklyn native Obi Toppin. Hopefully, the Knicks can have a good season for once. Closer to home, Hofstra basketball kicks off its season next week, so sports are getting closer to home. Will high school sports be next? We'll find out sooner or later. Now back to you guys in the studio.
Thanks, Sean. Now let's send it over to Ava Scheffler with your weekend weather report.
Good morning,
Mepham. I'm Ava Chef cooking up a storm here with your weekend forecast. Wow, it's gotten super cold these past few days, that time of year again. Today is looking great with sunny skies and temps in the lower 60s dropping to the 40s tonight. Tomorrow is supposed to be mostly sunny with temperatures in the lower 60s dropping to the utmost 30s at night. And Sunday is said to be more humid with temps in the lower 50s and cloudier skies. I hope you all have a great weekend and a happy Thanksgiving, and I'll see you next time on the Weather Mepham. This week's kindness quote of the week is Miss Wisey deserves the world. Remember to keep spreading kindness throughout the day.
Michele, this is our last broadcast before the Thanksgiving break. So I thought for this week's quote of the week, we could each take a moment to say what we're thankful for this year.
What a great idea, AJ. That's so sweet. I don't know about you, but I'm thankful for that we are all able to be back in school together. What about you?
I'm thankful for my aunt's mashed potatoes that I unfortunately will not be having this year.
That's nice.
These have been the BMB morning announcements for Friday, November 20th.
Have a great day, Mepham. You proud of me?
Don't do this.